Woman, what are you doing? Doctor, last time this happened, 3 wise men came over the horizon and I don't think And Alan Iliff of Kiel, the bad news first, the Chinese have landed on the moon, the good news, all of them. And so that these people are able to do miracles, are they, when they reach this point, also able to live longer and do this?
Yes, well, there's lots of cases. There's a book I've been reading about a yogi known as Shivapuri Baba. He lived to be 136, and when he was 112, he got cancer of the mouth and started smoking cigarettes and got rid of it.
And what worries me very much...
Print on the subject of meditation, so if we could turn our cameras round to the audience. John, have you got some comment to make at this point?
Yes, it's very difficult to do it at any speed. First of all, I don't accept universal divine laws, so that's a difficulty. But I think you've really got to judge these beliefs by their pragmatic effect and the amount of good they're going to do in the world. And what worries me very much about this attitude is it seems to be tremendously self-involved and finally tremendously selfish. And the idea of sitting very quietly perfecting yourself while everybody else goes to hell around you seems to be not really...
For 20 minutes a day.
The most, well, but it seems to me there's a great deal of very important things happening in the world. We're in a great crisis of history. And if we all wait to perfect ourselves, nothing will be done about it.
But it's 20 minutes in the morning so you can go out and do something about
well,
it.
all right, if that's all it is.
Listening to what we say.
But you see, this kind of doctrine of universal love, in a way, seems to me to end up by not really caring about anybody very much.
Well, that's
what
your
I think
point.
one needs is a little well-aimed loathing at things like President Johnson and Ronald Reagan and so on, and not sitting in San Francisco watching the flowers grow and letting Governor Reagan be elected perhaps...
Well, that's
the
not the same
presidency
thing,
of
you
the
know. I mean, that's... watching the flowers grow in Haight-Ashbury is not what we're talking about.
No, but I think that nothing that you've said has seemed to me to have any real consciousness of the historical crises in which other people are getting involved.
But this is the whole point of this whole situation. This is in order to expand the conscious capacity of the mind for right action. And if the intelligence is increased, and if the contentment is increased, and if the energy is increased, this all comes to bear upon whatever the moment may be.
Well,
This is the whole purpose of this teaching is for action.
But with great respect, that hasn't happened in India. What's happened in India is an enormous acceptance of disaster and the kind of placid...
Precisely. Now, this whole point is what is wrong with spiritual teaching has been wrong for centuries.
Well, that may be wrong with the Maharishi also.
No, because this is precisely the situation which he has come to reform. His position is exactly the position that you're taking up.
How do you mean?
I'm very relieved to hear it.
How do you mean, John?
May I say a word?
Yes, of course.
A few moments of silence every day, of deep silence, can only be good, do good to us all in this world of noise. First. Second, if in these moments of silence, once we are conscious of something deep in us, which is our own being in eternity, independent of our becoming in time, then we have had the greatest and deepest experience of our life. Third, if in that moment we can feel that our object is to receive the love of the universe that brought us here and to give something of this love to all. At all times, in all places, if we can,